right, Bobby, welcome back to the Pozcast, a podcast where every episode we rewatch one of the great movies of all time. We'll discuss it, we'll reminisce, we'll break it all down, and eventually hand out some awards. Bobby, we had such a good time doing Jaws last week that we said, hey, let's stay in the 70s. And, of course, we're going to do Alien, Bobby. We said, hey, let's get a prominent female actor on it. Ripley, clearly one of the best ones of all time. This is a great sci-fi horror movie, much scarier than Jaws. But, Bobby, how many of the listeners are tuning in right now expecting us to talk about James Cameron's Aliens and not Ridley Scott's Alien from 1979?
Yeah, she's not as powerful as a character as I remembered. I mean, she's good. She's good, but I guess I can't remember. I didn't really remember this movie that much, so I can't remember Aliens that much. Is she much more of a badass in Aliens?
For sure. Okay. Kind of in the same, like I compare these two franchises, Aliens and Terminator, they're very, very similar in that they both spawned franchises that created a ton of sequels, mostly ones that we're not interested in. The first two are really good, but in both cases, with Terminator and Terminator 2 and Alien and Aliens, the second one is clearly the better movie. And in Terminator, Sarah Connor, who in the first movie is a damsel in distress, basically, becomes a badass in the second one. Ripley, who about halfway through this movie kind of takes over and becomes, the hero. But in Aliens, the Jim Cameron version, she's a badass, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. It's it rated 16 plus. Did you see that? Well, I went down this rabbit hole of what is 16 plus, because Jaws famously is rated PG, the most underrated movie of all time. This one is 16 plus. I'm like, oh, what is this? I go down this huge rabbit hole of 16 plus. 16 plus is just kind of what they called rated R back then. That's all it was. It's just rated R. I don't know what 16 plus was, but it's just like Jaws. It's in the 70s, and it's just a horror movie. It's a submarine movie. I've got a great Hall of Fame plaque for movies that show less than 10 characters. There's only like 6 people in this entire movie. You don't really see anything else, and it's just it's a horror movie in the horror movie's original and most perfect form. It's got the jump scares. It's got the something bad's going to happen. You just don't know how it's going to happen. You've got the hero. You've got the hero that's the last one left. There's no happy story here. Everybody is dead. It's just her. So, yeah, and like I said in Jaws, I don't love horror movies. So I didn't love this movie. It's a classic. It's very, very good. It was very fun to rewatch. But this isn't one, oh my gosh, Sammy, you've got to watch Alien with me. Is that fair? It's number 49 in IMDb's top 250 movies of all time. Flawed list, I know, but it has this aura about it that it's one of these unbelievable movies where I think it's maybe a little bit lower than people say. You?
Yeah, I mean, look, the overarching thought I have of this movie is it's terrifying. I don't remember when I saw it, but my memory of seeing it is I was terrified watching it. It's basically a movie in a haunted house, the haunted house being the spaceship. It's dark. You can't see a lot what's going on. You never really see the alien in its totality until the end. It's just terrifying, right? It's definitely a scary movie. I'm not a huge scary movie kind of guy either. I think what gets this movie so much love is it's kind of one of these beginnings of the sci-fi genre. You had 2001: A Space Odyssey, Planet of the Apes in the late 60s. It's kind of figuring out what it wants to do. Star Wars, obviously, in 77 kind of takes this thing to a new level. You get this, you move into the Terminators, you move into the Blade Runners, Empire Strikes Back, Back to the Future, and you're on your way all the way up to Interstellar, where it creates this genre of movies that I really like. But at its core, it's terrifying. It's just essentially just being a scary movie.
Did you find yourself scared on the rewatch?
There were definitely some tense moments. I think when I get to my Rudy Sack or my favorite scene, there's one scene I just will never forget. It's not the climactic scene. It's not the most impressive scene. I just remember being really scared. Watching it again, I was like, God, this is awful. And I know how it's going to end, but it's just terrifying to me, in a lot of ways.
what took me out of some of the terrifying moments, and I wrote it in my notes, and I didn't know what category to put it in, so I thought I was going to bring it up now. And it says, and I talked to AI, and AI says that the phrase is suspend disbelief. That's the phrase. So we put that one to bed. And I put the notes, I know I have to suspend disbelief, but geez, it's just a lot. The decisions these folks are making, the decisions they're doing, why they're there in the first place. This ship is basically an 18-wheel semi-truck hauling coal from West Virginia to Louisville, Kentucky. It's just a rig. It's just carrying stuff. And, not to go into questions, why have they been tasked with discovering new life forms and pulling them back? They're 18-wheel truck drivers, which I love. They keep this country moving. But if something is happening on the side of the road on the way from West Virginia to Louisville, the truckers aren't going to be the ones to go figure it out and using their science experiment, right? I mean, it's just every decision they make was just horrible. I mean, I can't wait for my worst decision, the worst decision category, because it's basically from 000 to 2 hours in the movie. The whole thing is just a cataclysmic errors and lapses in judgment by these folks.
Yeah, tremendous amount of bad decisions. At any point, somebody could have made a good decision and ended the movie, and they all would have lived and move on. I think it comes down to just greed, Bob. The corporation wanted this alien life form. Everyone be damned. We get with Ash, we're going to figure this out, and we're going to get it.
I got a lot of questions, Mark. I've got a lot of questions. I tell you, here's the other question. We did this. One, it was a 70s movie. Two, people were talking about women characters. I think the net of advancing the female gender was zero out of this, because as good as Ripley was, it's as bad as Lambert was. She's just a blubbering mess. The whole movie, she provides nothing. She's just terrified and crying the whole time. So the net gain for the female gender of this movie was zero. It was net neutral. It was net neutral.
Tough beat for the female raise. Look, we're 5 minutes some odd in here. We haven't even mentioned the director, Bobby, Ridley Scott, who I know we don't have him in our GOAT category, but look, he directed my favorite movie of all time, Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, The Martian, Blade Runner. He's still going. I mean, he made Gladiator 2 for some reason, but this guy's up there. I mean, he's on a short list of great directors, correct?
Yeah, if you were to guess why he made Gladiator 2, I'll give you two guesses, and the second one doesn't count, Mark.
Cash? You think he wanted the cash?
He wanted the cash. Mark, Mark, you got to leave this in the podcast. It's the Pozotics go to bed early. You got to pick it up. I can tell you are tired. You got to step up your game. It's an away game. We're a little late. I had to catch myself downstairs. It's 10:10 at night, and I'm usually in bed for about an hour by now, and I'm just kind of dreading coming up here and do it. I said, Bob, grow up. It's not 3 in the morning. It's just 10 o'clock. It's just 10 p.m. We can figure this out, right?
Oh, come on. Sigourney Weaver, in underwear. Come on. You got to love that. Tom Skerritt, John Hurt. I mean, we get it. We get it all, Bobby. Box office, the thing did well. $188 million worldwide. It was the number 3 movie that year. The number 1 movie, Bobby, kind of a Jaws tie-in. Moonraker, a James Bond movie where Jaws, our villain from, our good guy from Happy Gilmore, who plays Jaws, is in Moonraker, a rare double appearance as a villain in a James Bond movie. Bobby, the number 2 movie that year. Do you have any guess? It was a sequel, and it contained the most iconic movie character of all time. Any guesses as to what got that?
1988 would be...
No, 79.
1979 is Rocky 2.
Rocky 2, which, look, for about an hour and a half is not a great movie. The last 30 minutes... insanely good. I mean, I love the last 30 minutes of Rocky 2.
How don't we have a category of worst spouse? And we know who the worst spouse of all time. Just bad memories. You think of Adrian as this motivational character. Even as you say Rocky 2, what do you think of? Rocky 2, go. What do you think of?
Oh, she's in that coma. She's annoying. She's terrible. She's awful.
But you think of win.
Yeah, win. It's
great, but I'm like, what? Come on, Adrian. You're such a front runner. worst wife in the movie. The Adrian Balboa worst wife in the movie. No wives.
Worse than Jenny? I mean, we give Jenny the worst parent award.
That's Parent. But no, she's not his wife until the end, and she's awful then, but not worse than Adrian. Adrian's worse the whole time.
Yeah, she's bad. But an epic final 30 minutes when Yo Adrian, I did it. I mean, it's very good, Bobby. 2 nominations, the Academy Awards, 1 win for visual effects. Now look, I think I give more leeway to these older movies than you. Every time you watch a movie, you're like, come on, this is terrible. I mean, if I watch a show on TV, it's got better. Look, I can take myself back to 1979 and realize what they were doing with it. But what this movie showed me was a movie made 2 years earlier, Star Wars, has infinitely better special effects than this thing. Yet this thing won, and the special effects, I would say, not great in this movie, correct?
Yet another note I didn't have a category for, but the landing scene, one, it lasted like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And and can we set this thing down a little bit? Like, calm. It lasted he was just flexing the special effects and the noise. They're just landing on a planet. They're flying through space for 30 years, it seems like. Can't they just land this thing with a little bit more grace? But yeah, it's now some of the alien. I mean, that alien stuck on that guy's face is awesome. I mean, that's an icon. That's an iconic.
Yes.
You know, and now Alien Romulus has the perfect movie poster with that thing wrapped on his face. So, I mean, that is, oh God, just terrifying.
Disgusting. Other some notable movies, Bobby. Apocalypse Now was also in this year. Any guess? You are our movie historian here. Best Picture in 1979. Any guess?
Terms of endearment? Is that a good guess?
Close. I mean, Kramer versus Kramer. You know, a disappointing divorce movie. Bobby, we talked about sequels here. You know, Terminator and Alien. A lot of similarities here. This thing has spawned eight total movies, combining for $1.6 billion at the box office. The first 2 are really good. Aliens is largely considered one of the greatest sequels of all time. You know, we did our kind of Mount Rushmore greatest. I think we gave it some honorable mention. It's good. It doesn't rise to the level of like Terminator 2 and Empire and a couple of these other ones that we talked about. But do you remember any of these other ones, Bob? Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, Alien versus Predator, which I probably have watched a time or two. You won't remember this. We went and saw Prometheus.
I remember seeing it with you.
Yeah, okay, we saw that.
I don't know why we saw. I think the trailer was just unbelievable, and it's got that guy. Who's the guy in it that's just awesome? What's that?
Fassbender. Fassbender's in it.
Yeah,
and
he's awesome. Yeah.
I watched the trailer for it because I was like, why did we go see? Because I'm like, I physically remember seeing it. It's a prequel, which didn't answer a ton of questions. I rewatched the trailer on YouTube this week. And I'm like, that's why we saw it. I mean, it's like, you know, all sorts of this going on. It was like going back to the space jockey. They didn't really answer the whole thing, you know, so they haven't really landed the plane. A lot of like some of these old Terminator sequels that just kind of go on and on and on. But look, people want it. I mean, people keep going seeing this thing. There's a lot of lore, but I've got no interest in any more Terminator or Alien movies. Do you?
No, but it's amazing. So back then, the idea of a prequel just, I say that, maybe there is prequels. I don't know back then. But one thing I really wanted to know is I loved the spaceship, kind of the horseshoe-looking spaceship, and they just never spent any time on, hey, what is this? You know, I want to go back there and see what that spaceship is. Which I think that was Prometheus. Does Prometheus end with them, with the spaceship crashing there?
They try to, because look, you come out of this and there is questions like why were the eggs there? Why is that big? They call it the space jockey. It's this giant thing that's got the bones and the things have come out of it. Like, why was that there? And that was the whole point of these Prometheus and Covenant movies and all this kind of, like, to show you they just never really landed the plane and couldn't get there. But it's set up for like, well, why are they there? Why are these eggs there? Which starts this whole problem. So I think there's something there. They just haven't figured it out.
Yep. I'm going to add that to Bob's big question because I was just going to ask you a question, but I think I got one for you. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. That's it. I'm just writing it down.
Bob, sadly, we had no helicopters, so I will not ask you about that. I felt like it was a missed opportunity. There could have been, like in the pre-production here, you said thopter. I mean, give me a Dune thopter. Something would have been really cool there, Bobby.
It hovers over the planet. They
Something.
take the thopter down. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Bob, any golden schmoes, any awards? I know when we get to the 70s, there wasn't a lot of this, but anything you came up with?
Yeah, so what was that? Like, people in Germany didn't like watching American-made movies? Like, what? I need to do more research on that. When did that?
Yeah, maybe the war was just too. I mean, it hadn't been that long since we dominated their ass over there. Maybe they were just like, we're not watching these American movies.
Oh, Coach, we got to get Jobe on. Jobe, Beiersdorfer is German, right? So we started talking about World War II. Jobe's got some thoughts on World War II. You know, he's a proud. No, I'm joking. What do you think?
Does he have a grandfather from where do they all say they went to? Ecuador, Venezuela?
He brought that up.
Brazil or something? Yeah. Where were they all at? They're all down there somewhere. Yeah.
Brazil or something like that. Yeah. No. He's not hiding from. He's not a Holocaust denier. We were talking about World War II, and then he was kind of his proud German heritage came out. So I started talking to him like a German the whole time we were together the other night.
All right, we'll get him on for Saving Private Ryan.
Yes.
We'll do it. All right, Bobby. A lot of cool scenes. I had 4 or 5 that I thought were really good. I'm going to ask you for a couple of honorable mentions. Don't give me your favorite yet, but which one's got you here on the scenes?
Well, so just the suspense of the egg scene is very, very good. I've got a ton of questions on why we have the mechanic down there searching alien pods, but just the suspense and the way that's kind of one of these things. Hey, something really bad is going to happen, but they don't waste any time. They show it right to you. They show the egg. They show what's in there. Like, they could have kept that secret for a little bit longer, but I kind of like how they showed it. That's probably one of the honorable mention scenes. Not my favorite, but one of the honorable mention scenes. You want to go back and forth?
Yeah, I would agree. I had that written down. The knowing a twist always kind of ruins it the second time around. But Ash being a robot, at the time of seeing it, was like, holy cow. Now, as you know it and you watch it, they kind of hint at it a little bit. He's got these weird mannerisms. I don't know that I ever remembered the white kind of sweat coming out. It was kind of him like leaking a little bit, but obviously it makes sense. I mean, he's the guy behind a lot of this. Hey, let's go down there. Let's get this alien. Let's let him back on the ship. But that in the moment was a really cool twist. And they've brought it back in a few of the other alien movies. Fassbender in that one we were talking about. Turns out he's a robot. They have one in Aliens, that Ripley really distrusts right from the beginning for obvious reasons. Yeah. But that was a cool scene, not as cool in the moment, but a cool honorable mention scene.
Yeah, probably the most iconic scene of the movie is the monster coming out of the guy's stomach.
Oh, incredible.
I mean, the first time you saw that, you just didn't even know what was happening. Great acting by that actor, too. So that's an honorable, not my favorite, but that was a great scene as well.
Yeah, you can't talk about this movie without the chestbuster. One more honorable mention for me. Look, the whole ending, Ripley self-destructing, hitting that, kind of dealing with the alien, thinks she gets away. Well, I'll ask you about that in different ending. Has to deal with him one more time in the shuttle. But I've got one more that just completely terrifies me, and it's my favorite scene. Bobby, what's your favorite scene?
It's the guy with the alien on his face in the kind of the medical tent. Just the picture of him laying there with that thing stuck on his face is just incredible. And then them trying to get it out. I got a ton of questions about that. Their safety precautions.
No safety.
No safety. But it's just like, it's almost not a scene. It's almost just a shot of the quarantine, the clean room, the lights, and him just laying there still with this thing stuck on his face is probably kind of my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, terrifying, right? That whole thing is just awful. The thing that scares me the most, I remember how it scared me the most, is Brett, our guy Harry Dean Stanton. He thinks he's looking for the cat. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, and it's so. And then the alien, who is now full grown after 30 minutes, which I don't have a problem with. A lot of people online are like, how did this thing grow? It's a freaking alien. Do we have any words for how this thing grows? That scene is very long. It's tension filled. Something bad is going to happen. And he turns around and that alien is just full grown at him. terrifying to me. So I just gave it the nod. But look, the facehugger and the chestbuster is incredible stuff that no one will ever forget.
Did you just make that up, or is that what they're called?
That's what it's called. Yeah, the chestbuster and the
facehugger
facehugger.
and the
Facehugger.
I like that. I like that. The facehugger. I like that. I like that.
Bobby, not a ton of memorable quotes. I mean, look, the most memorable quote in this franchise is get away from her, you bitch," which Ripley says when she's protecting the little kid to the alien in the next one. I do like Ash's comment when he's just ahead, sort of at the end, and they're kind of asking him, hey, how do we defeat this thing? How do we get out of here? He's like, I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathy.
yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, there's a couple little comedic breaks there in the movie and some of those quotes, but no, I had no quotes of any note at all. It's it's the one that happens in Aliens is the most famous one.
46 years, Bob. Last week we were talking about a movie 50 years. At least you've been born for this one. 46 years, Bob. What holds up for you?
Well, there's a couple ones that holds up for the Kevin Lohan most obvious what holds up, but I think he would say, because he's a girl dad, is a powerful woman. That holds up, right? A powerful woman.
Yeah.
I've got scary movies hold up. Not for me, but they hold up. They're making them nonstop. They're making we'll be sitting there watching a movie or a more like a sporting event on TV, and one of these commercials will come on for these movies. And everyone in the family, now the kids do it, will be, who goes and watches these things? But apparently a lot of people do, because they just keep pumping them out, and they got to be really cheap to make. At the worst, they're going to make 50, 60 million bucks. At the best, they're going to make 350 million because it catches fire for whatever reason. So scary movies hold up. Money being the cause of people just making horrible decisions. They wanted that bonus share, and they were going to do anything to get it, which leads to my other one holds up. Fine print just screwing you. They're like, we're not going. Well, the contract says if there's an alien and you don't go down, you don't get any bonus shares.
That's so great. I had written down workers getting screwed. Like Parker and Brett are just like, they're screwing us. They're screwing us out of money. Totally great. Yes, I agree.
Not going down there. We're all going to die. Well, the fine print says if you don't, you get no money. Amazing. It's amazing. Aliens hold up. Flamethrowers hold up. More questions.
Oh, great.
Flamethrowers hold up. I'll talk about that in questions. And sleep holds up. They just go in that thing and just go to sleep. I mean, sleep holds up. I like sleeping.
It's great. You mentioned a couple. Look, just from an obvious standpoint, sci-fi movies, right? I mean, they've been making them for my entire lifetime. I think I'm always in on sci-fi. I like it because you can kind of be, like, they're from our world, right? They're from Earth. But the minute you get on a spaceship and kind of go elsewhere, you said this in one pod we were doing, like, you just suspend all rules, right? Like, you can just kind of make up stuff because you're in space somewhere. Like, hey, we got gravity here. We don't have gravity there. That kind of thing. Space exploration. I mean, Musk is going to get us to Mars at some point. These guys are out there flying around. I think that always holds up. This movie, and I do like this, just a slow burn tension. You don't have to show me a lot. You don't have to do a lot. To your point, there's only 5 or 6 people in this movie, plus a cat and an alien you never really see, but just dark hallways with flashing lights. You're just kind of on the edge of your seat. Like, what the heck is going on?
Do you like
I love that you said flamethrower. I get the I'm on Instagram now. I got to follow my daughter, and everything at college is Instagram. It knows somehow that I like Tarantino movies, and I will get that ending scene of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where first Pitt beats up the guys, which is just incredible, and then DiCaprio's flamethrowing him in the pool. It's
a great movie. Gosh, it's a great movie.
Where does that rank on your Tarantino? Is that your favorite Tarantino movie? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Boy, how did I rank those? Golly, that's so funny. That's a list that, depending on what time of day and what time of year you ask me, because at first I'm thinking, is it Bastards? Is it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Just watch Django.
Django's good. I think Bastards is my favorite one, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's growing on me. It's starting to grow on me.
I got to have that definitive list. I've got to keep that list so I won't change it next time you ask me.
AI holds up. The whole world is going there. Humans' love for their pets. There's a lot of people are dying trying to get this cat. Why is the cat there? Does the cat go into sleep mode? What's going on? Like, I got some questions about the cat, but people. I mean, look. By the way, Bob, the mohawk on Lincoln that's prominent. I'm going to have to post that on this video. What was that? Was that a request, or do they just shock you with the mohawk on Lincoln?
No, Mary just said, why not? Let's do a mohawk, and the kids love it. So yeah, we got a mohawk on Lincoln.
My final what holds up. Look, I am an avowed COVID critic of the whacked out quarantine rules that they were doing there. Quarantine in this scenario would have held up. Look, you can't come on the plane. This dude has a thing stuck to its face. You can't come on. I would have been all for that quarantine rule, Bobby, with the face hugger. Bob, I hate to say it like I love you. If you've got a octopus shoved on your face, I'm going to need to just leave you outside for a minute. Is that okay? Is that bad?
Well, if it's an octopus and it's an octopus and we're in Orange Beach, I would hope you'd let me in and help me.
Well, an alien. It's like we're in space. Like I'm just, Bob, tough beat. I'm going to have to give you a minute.
This is my point. It's because they're truck drivers. No, nothing against truck drivers. But if these were Navy SEALs, if these were Navy men on a submarine, you just get trapped in the well and you drown. That's just what happens. You shut the door. We've seen it in Crimson Tide. It's sad. You can't believe that you've got to do it, but you do it. You don't come in. Talk about suspend disbelief. That should have been the tagline. I've got a Hall of Fame plaque for best taglines of a movie, and this one has an unbelievable one. But the tagline for this one should have been just like, are you serious? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? The whole movie was what are we doing? It took me out of the movie a little bit. It really did. I'm sorry.
Well, look, we're getting... as I watched the movie, I thought, Questions is going to be elite with my brother in this one. But, Bob, is it true in space no one can hear you scream? I mean, I feel like if we were in space and you were screaming, I would hear you. Would I not? No? I guess there's no way to test this.
In space, no one can hear you scream because we're all wearing those bubble masks, or what? Is that what it is? Or why does gravity have anything to do with sound? Who knows? I don't
know. Better tagline, Bobby. You'll never go in the water again, or in space, no one can hear you scream.
Jaws is on there. Jaws is on. Right. We'll get. I got a Hall of Fame plaque for it.
Questions, Bobby. Without further ado, let's go. I'll see if I can answer some of these. I've seen this movie more than you. Okay.
The most pressing question is: the movie starts. It's 16 plus. It says, foul language, flashing lights, and nudity. I'm like, nudity? Let's go. I mean, I'm a red-blooded American. I like some nudity. Are you telling me the only nudity was the top of her butt crack? Is that the only nudity that was in the whole?
It's 1979. I mean, this is like, come on.
Well, Mark, of all the questions we've foreshadowed, wasn't this one the one you were wondering? Is the top of her butt crack? Is that considered nudity?
I mean, look, this may have been the first female part I'd ever seen. It was the top half of Sigourney Weaver's rear end.
What year was Porky's made?
It was in the 80s, right? I might have seen this first. Again, why I saw this movie at a young age, I have no idea. It's like, Jaws, this. What are we doing? So
they're traveling through space, right? And so this spaceship, I don't even know. Do we know what year this was? Did they ever say what it is?
21 something, 22 something. It's not, a couple hundred years from now. True story.
Well, true story. What is going on with all the lights in this spaceship? There's just, when I envision the future, I envision Musk, minimalist, touchscreen. If there's a light, it's really important. There's just lights everywhere, blinking for no reason, no data that says what this button is. What are all these lights doing?
I think in the 70s, where there probably weren't a lot of lights, you're like, well, in the future, they'll just be blinking things. Maybe that was the vision. I don't know. It's a fair question. Yeah, because you're right. Now it's just like, what are we doing? Too many lights. Give me no lights. Back then, give me lights, right? It's cooler.
There's just a million. Like, when you put this on, you're very good on Twitter. I see you responding to people. I don't know how to work Twitter. I'm new to Twitter, so I want to see, all right, what are all the comments the podcast has made? You need a degree from MIT to figure that out. I can't follow it. I don't even know what I'm doing on that thing.
I love it.
Did this movie invent AI?
Well, no, 2001. HAL. HAL is Space Odyssey is AI. HAL. That's it.
When was that made?
1968. So here's the thing about Kubrick. So I'm listening to Rogan. I don't remember when the episode is because you get behind. They're so long. But I'm listening to this one. He's a conspiracy theory guy. Got a YouTube channel. Great stuff. Good follow. Eventually, it always comes to the moon landing, right? With Rogan. And Bob, we could do an entire episode. I hate to say it. I think I'm well more on the fact, no chance we went. I think I'm really climbing over to that. But supposedly, now Kubrick's not alive to defend himself, but supposedly Kubrick, according to this guy and this research that he's done, was approached by NASA like, hey, we need some footage of these guys swinging around, on the moon and doing this and doing that. And that's right around the time he makes 2001: A Space Odyssey, which he's kind of like, hey, here we go. It's right around the same time. That's his thing. Then he makes The Shining. There's this documentary that he goes through about Room 237, which supposedly ties in all the stuff that he does in The Shining. Basically, it's his apology for faking the moon landing. I haven't seen The Shining in a minute, but Room 237, I guess the average distance, the mean, there's the mean, the median, the mode. I can't get those tracked, yes. But it's 237,000 miles away, and that's why it's Room 237. The little kid's wearing a NASA T-shirt. There's some speech by Nicholson in the movie about, hey, I had a contract. I had to do the work. I had to do this. I had to do that. So basically, this guy goes on and on and on about Kubrick filmed all this stuff to fake the moon landing, creates 2001: A Space Odyssey to show that he can do all this, and then The Shining is his apology. I don't know how I got on this tangent, Bobby. But the moon landing, we need to do an entire episode. Did we go?
What was my question? Well, I said, did
what was the question?
Did this
no, Hal. I think I got on the 2001. Hal, I think it was the first AI guy, right?
Well, here's the problem with all those. Did you listen to Gavin Newsom on Sean Ryan?
I have not. So a lot of people are banging on Ryan. Was he too soft on Newsom? That's the general feeling on Twitter, is that Ryan kind of caved to him.
He was, but this is the problem. It's like Sean Ryan says, like, tell me about the exodus of California. Gavin's like, no, it's not true. For 5 years in a row, we've been the fastest growing state of all time. Like, it doesn't, like, anything, like, because anything you say, it's like, no, technically that's 180 degrees wrong, right. And I've got this stat to prove it, and this stat to prove it, and this stat to prove it, and you're like, oh, okay, well, all right, whatever. Like, I'm not going to look up the population growth of California. Right. He's like, actually, it's better than Texas, it's better than Florida. More people move. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, like, what? Nothing is real. Everything is fake. Nothing is real. But Gavin Newsom would say something, and Sean Ryan would be like, wow. He's like, I was best friends with RFK. He was my idol. Wow, really? So it's just like, okay, you just say anything you say anything you want. I don't know. We got off. Let's get back to the real question.
Let's get back to Alien. All right.
Does the cat go to sleep? I think it's a relevant question.
Yeah. Does he?
Okay.
Was he in the beginning?
Answer it. Does he go to sleep? And if he does go to sleep, does he have his own pod? Does he sleep with a human? What if the human's allergic to cats? Do you get allergic reactions when you're in this coma? Where does the cat go?
All fantastic questions, Bobby. I have no answer. There was an extra pod. Does she put him in the shuttle pod at the end? You don't see, but there was one. She could have put him in there.
So they can solve space travel, but they can't solve to not get moisture in your helmet when they're down on that planet. You would think there would be some solution to that. They go down where those eggs are. You can't even see. It's all fogged up.
Yeah.
How don't they solve that problem? They can travel through space.
Yeah, I read that as a goof. So how there's lights inside the helmet? They're like, that looked cool, but there's no way you'd be able to see outside out of the helmet. Yeah.
That's every space movie. There's lights.
Yeah.
There's
bad lighting.
Is this the first alien they've ever seen? Probably. They're very comfortable with, they're aliens. Is this just kind of like, they're aliens? But don't you think they'd be a little bit more concerned? To your point, he's got a suction cup on his face. Not only do they let him in, but then they're just okay around it?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing I had. Like when they've got that terrifying. And they're in there with like no protective gear, like ever.
Mark,
Ever.
they were in there. They knew that they have acid for blood.
Yeah.
Then they're dissecting him with no mask, no
Nothing.
covering, no nothing.
Terrible. Yes. That was probably question number one I had. So thank you.
Your first question you wrote down wasn't, is the top of Sigourney Weaver's butt crack the only nudity we were getting?
I kind of leave the R rating. I don't even pay attention anymore. I just assume it's this had to have been. There were a lot of flashing lights in this one. It's just relentless
for no reason. So the guy is, to my point, maybe this is just a normal occurrence. Like, oh, we got another face hugger, or like, hey, this looks like this. They put the guy in there. Nobody's watching him. Like, no. There's no camera on him. And then they just open the door and walk in. They're like, oh, where'd it go?
He's good.
No precautions, no nothing. They deserve everything they got. I tell you what. Yeah, I said, wouldn't there be some scanning machine? Wouldn't they put, like, wouldn't in the future, you just walk, there'd be some scanning, they would see that alien in there. Are they using the blowtorch because they can't use any, like, bullets in space? It didn't seem like a very efficient weapon. But then I was like, well, maybe it's really efficient. You shoot a hole in the side of a spaceship. Is that why they're using it?
It's a good point. I don't think they had weapons, and they'd made a comment of, because they didn't know how to defeat it, but they said, look, an animal will be afraid of fire. So if we shoot fire at them, they were trying to shoot them up out of the air vent into the airlock to shoot them out. But yeah, they don't seem to have any guns of any sort, Bob.
Let me ask you this. As a human, are we an efficiently shaped being? I mean, God made us. So we're made perfect. We're made perfect. But are we efficient? Because I tell you what is not efficient. Is that
alien?
That
alien did not look efficient. I would agree with you there. Not a great, like the Predator, I think, takes that guy down instantly, correct?
Instantly. All he has is mucus and a little mouth and some speed. He's got some speed for sure, but I don't know how he's so fast with this head. Like, what does his world look like that makes that his creator made him look like that, so then he's efficient like we are?
Yeah.
Or maybe we're not efficient. We're not efficient, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, that's all the questions I got. You just, again, the overarching question is, what are we doing? There's just no caution. There's no nothing. Why do we have truck drivers doing science experiments on aliens? No quarantine. Like, it's a pretty easy fix, Just like, sorry, man. Like, this is, we'll give you your bonus share to your siblings or your spouse. Like, it's over. Just get out of here.
Bob, I think I asked you this during Interstellar, but would you like hypersleep? Would you like that concept of, hey, I'm going to shut it down? Could be a year, several months. Would you like that? I don't think I would. You?
Well, no. I like the idea of just getting a power nap like that. I mean, that would be amazing. But I'm not getting in that pod.
Not in the pod, right? Like, if I could just sit in my bed and, like, you just say, all right, you're going to be asleep for a year, maybe. But I don't like the claustrophobia part.
Well, yeah, this is the conversation that Michael Jackson and his doctor had right before he gave him propofol. It's like, hey, do you just want to slip into sleep? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, hell yeah. That sounds amazing. And he's like, well, just take that. When you get knocked out for surgery, I kind of look forward to that, knowing that I might never wake up. That's in the back of my head. But, man, just just gone immediately. It's amazing.
Well, it's like these hyperbaric chambers, like you follow, Gary Breck on Twitter, and he's got a really cool hyperbaric chamber. He's got like a recliner. He always hey, getting some work done in the hyperbaric chamber. I'm like, that kind of chamber I could do. I go over to the Restore IV place, and it's like a coffin. I'm not getting in there. I don't care what the benefits are. But I would sit in a recliner, scroll through the internet, maybe do this podcast from a hyperbaric chamber and get in there. But I'm not getting in the pod, just like the stasis thing.
No. If it's a 6, what is Mars, 6 years? Is it 6 years? Doesn't it take 6 years? I'll
sure.
Dude,
power nap?
Yeah, I could drive 8 hours right now. I could find a way to stay up for 6 years, power through that shit. All I need is sunflower seeds and Diet Mountain Dew, and I can go for a long, long time. Long time.
Yeah. You got to go salt. Salt, not sweet, right? On the road?
I do it all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I put up.
Bob,
Yeah.
is Dallas, our guy Viper, the worst captain in movie history? A really bad leader.
Well, if all of his people act like that with such reckless abandon, it has to stop somewhere. So if the buck stops with him, sure, I'll say he's the worst leader of all time. Viper, worst leader of all time.
Terrible, yeah. Sneak peek to his Hall of Fame plaque. So after the facehugger, it's just enveloped our guy Kane, John Hurt, who David Lynch says is the greatest actor of all time, for whatever that's worth, Bob. And the thing just leaves him. He comes back to awake. And they're just like, hey, come on out here and eat with us. Like,
Don't know where it is.
How do you feel? Just eat some spaghetti with us. What do you think?
It's just, again, I'm making fun of it. I'm asking questions. I'm laughing. But it really took me out of the movie. I was just like, these are the dumbest cast of characters ever. I thought I was watching Spaceballs for a second because they're just moronic.
Spaceballs. All right, Bobby, we've asked enough. We've said enough. Let's hand out some awards. A Denzel Washington Award, Bobby, for the biggest badass in the movie. I went with the alien. Just Ripley wasn't badass enough for me. What do you got?
She wasn't. It was the alien in the face hugger form. I think that's the badass. That's
the face hugger. You're going specifically the face hugger, which impregnates him with the alien. You're probably right.
Yeah, too much mucus on the guy. More to come on that. I don't know where it's all coming from. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they needed to do that. But I like the facehugger guy.
You bring up a good point, because where does the facehugger end and where does the alien begin? Because my Matthew McConaughey award for the best scene stealer of the movie is the chestbuster. But I guess the facehugger gives him the thing that comes out of the chest. But I will always fast forward to that chestbuster. I mean, because you got to think about it. No one had ever really seen anything quite like that. But when that little guy comes busting out of that chest, that's incredible.
More to come on the Rudy sack here on that particular scene. So you're saying that the chestbuster, I love that. When was it named this? Is it named that in the credits?
I don't know. It's just kind of folklore. It's the facehugger and the chestbuster.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
So we're saying that the facehugger gave birth to the chestbuster?
Yeah, remember, like Ash does some kind of X-ray, and it's gone down his throat, and it's like feed.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think it shoved the thing. It shoved the alien. I mean, the chestbuster is the alien, so it shoved the alien down into Kane's belly.
Where does the facehugger go?
Well, remember they found its remains. It
was just
detached and they fell it.
But that was it was like molting. It wasn't a huge body. It wasn't a...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it, though.
Who's your scene stealer? Is it the facebuster? The facehugger and the chestbuster?
There's only like 6 people to choose from in this movie, so it's the facehugger. The facehugger's the best.
Facehugger is incredible. I can't wait for Worst Parent, but Bobby, the Big Tom Callahan Award for the Best Parent. To your point, we don't have a ton of people to choose from. Who did you go with?
No, I guess it's Ripley or the guy who owns this space shuttle because he's got to be really rich.
Yeah,
because they can't be paying those people enough. But I think if we just keep it to the characters in here, I think Ripley's the only choice. It's not Lambert, I'll tell you that slobbering mess of a woman.
I did like Parker. I thought he was funny, and Parker and Brett were good. But yeah, Ripley, I would get. Look, she survives this whole ordeal. You know what she's going to become. Like, she becomes a really a good badass later on. So Ripley. The Jenny. We've mentioned Jenny already on this podcast, Bobby. But what's the worst parent? The Jenny Award for the worst parent in the movie.
Well, I think if you lined up all characters in this movie, I think the last draft pick is the alien. I don't think I'd want the alien as my dad, right? That's the one. Alien is the...
Well, I mean, isn't it kind of just like Longshanks? I mean, he's just doing his job. Sheep!
It's every once in a while you'll just text me. Sheep.
I went with Ash. But one, Ash is not a human. He was kind of
human.
dastardly. I mean, he was really kind of the worst guy. I mean, look, Dallas was terrible. But
listen,
Ash was working behind the scenes to, like, kill these people. Right?
Well, if the alien is doing his job, Ash is just doing his job. He's just doing his job. He gets the orders from Mother, and then that's it. He's done.
Fair point. Who is Mother, by the way? You like that concept, Mother?
No, I didn't. I thought that's not a very clever name for. I would like Grok. I think Grok would be better.
What if it would have been Grok? That'd have been something.
It would have been amazing.
eBay award. Item from the movie, Bobby, that you would most want.
So I'm going to do my Rudy Sack Award first because it dovetails into the eBay. My Rudy Sack Award is the chestbuster, but not for the reason that you think. My Rudy Sack Award is laughter and joy because when I see that scene, I just think of Spaceballs and I think of, hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal.
So you want a little chestbuster guy on the...
He's got the top hat and the cane. He's like, hello, baby. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, and then you're left alone. So, baby, come on and tell me I'm your guy.
That's terrific. That's terrific. I too, Bobby, would like a chestbuster.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the house, or some, Nostromo gear.
This guy with the top hat and the cane.
That's pretty good. The cane is good. Nostromo gear is kind of like that shirt I sent you from Shawnee. Quint's Shark Fishing.
Yeah,
that's
great.
pretty good. Shawnee loved it, by the way. He said we missed a few things.
Of course.
Of course, Shawnee's got a story for everything. He's like, I was there when they were filming it. I'm thinking, were you? I mean, you're not that much older than me. I mean, were you like 7, 4, 5? Like, well, he was there for Perfect Storm. He'd been around for a lot of this.
He's like Forrest Gump of the Northeast.
Yeah, he kind of is. Maybe in some Nostromo gear, but let's go with the chestbuster. Wow, Bob. I don't know that we've ever had a category as loaded as the Terrence Howard Award for the worst decision in the movie. I'm going to let you cook here for a minute. I'm just going to say it goes to Dallas for bringing your guy with a facehugger strapped to his head onto the ship. Like, look, I know he's your guy, but look, he made a bad decision. He messed around with the egg. The egg got him. We got to move on. I can't endanger the crew. Dallas, the worst decision, Bobby, but you're foaming at the mouth here.
Well, no, I'm not because I started writing it. The first thing I said is, what are we doing? Getting lowered into the cave, poking around alien eggs. Again, I need to know, are aliens just a thing that is just part of the lexicon? Hey, when you go take this coal from this planet to this planet or whatever they're taking, you're going to run into some aliens. But they're on the rig. They're not scientists. So just the decisions of going there, letting them in there, not watching him, walking in, acid as blood with no mask. And I just started writing all these down. And if you got kids in the car right now, just turn the music down. Because I just ended with, what the fuck is going on in this place? I can't narrow it down, Mark. It's like, hey, who's the hottest woman in the swimsuit calendar this year? There's too much. There's too much. Yeah, it's too much. I'm sorry to disappoint. I don't have one good witty answer. It's just the whole movie.
Bobby, I just wrote down too much. I don't know why, but I just wrote that down. All right, Bobby, it's time. A sci-fi classic. One of the OGs. Time for Bob's big question.
Hold on, wait for the... All right. Mark, every movie we have like this, I always write this question. How haven't we mastered space travel? It looks so easy. They're just like, what is it just because we haven't concentrated on it? Maybe, according to you, we never did it in the first place. We never went to the moon in the first place. Oh, by the way, like if people are listening to this and haven't heard us talk about that or haven't heard those things, if you're like, no, that was real, you realize we've never been back to the moon.
Look, I don't want to get on this tangent, but...
Mark, we've never...
Now
that might be true, it might be not, but when Joe Rogan said that, I'm like, it's a little suspicious.
Not only have we not been back, we have not been more than like 300 miles from the surface of the planet. Bob, I don't want to get on a tangent, but this phone, Bob.
Yeah.
My watch has more computing power than anything they had in the 60s. And we did it, and I don't know. What was the question, Bobby? Why can't we not? I just don't think we can do it. We clearly cannot. We can't get past this Orion's belt, supposedly. There's this radiation belt that we can't get through.
They did it in Dune pretty easy. They just go, it just seems so easy.
Yeah.
I guess we're just not focused on it. To the point we've made what podcast was that? It was just like, if you took someone from 1902 and put them in 1940, they'd have their mind blown. From 1940 to now, they're just like, oh, really? Oh, that's great. And what's AI going to do? It's going to sell you more cell phones? Oh, awesome. That's so great, guys. Great job. Saying that, do you want to go to other planets? We're not getting in the pod. I can power through a 6-year drive. I could do that. I think I could power through a 6-year drive.
Sure.
Any interest? If the travel got to where it was manageable, any interest?
But what are we doing there? Like, I see pictures of Mars. It looks incredibly inhospitable. There's no golf courses there. Like, what am I doing there? I think it's cool, but it doesn't seem like there's anything going on.
What'd you do in Mexico?
Well, I didn't see a beach on Mars. They don't have Corona Light.
Well, I just went to Utah. That might as well be Mars. I mean, I don't know. See, you're getting old. Like, why would I leave my house? My house is perfect. Why would I leave my house? I don't want to go to any other planets either. I don't even want to go to any other countries. I almost don't want to go to any other states. So I get it, but
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right, closest to the pin. How old was Sigourney Weaver in this movie?
28.
Good job, 29. If you told me she was 21, I would have believed you. She
looked young. Yeah, looked young.
She looked great. I don't consider Sigourney Weaver I don't want to degrade. I don't think of her as like, oh my God, a bombshell. She was very attractive in this movie. Very attractive.
Sigourney Weaver, hot or not?
She's not. She's not. We haven't done that in a while.
Those are good.
Well, okay, so we're not getting in this pod. We're not doing any of that stuff. But what would they need to pay you to get in that thing? So it's, hey Mark, we're going. We're going to put you. We're going to give you some propofol. It's really strong stuff. You'll be out for about a year. You'll go to Mars and then you'll come back. And we've done it a million times. It's very safe. It's like getting in a plane. How much do they have to pay you to do that? In today's dollars.
I would want $500 million. I don't. There's no. I don't want to do it. I would need a lot of money. You? That's
just a little window into how rich you are. You're like, it's not getting me out of my bed for a penny less than $500 million.
I want to be really rich.
All right, here's a great question, Mark. If you had to have something spill on your arm, would you rather have this alien's blood or VX gas?
Wow. I'm going to go VX gas. That alien blood looked bad. It was burning through the hull. Right?
But I think the VX gas might kill you. I don't know if that blood would kill you. Your arm's gone. If you just had to spill it you think?
Did we ever see the VX gas? Oh, we saw it released. Oh, yeah, it burned that guy to just the gas. Yeah. I think you could survive the acid. You couldn't. I retract my answer. You can't survive VX gas. What am I thinking? The alien blood.
Got it. What would you name your AI system? You said you liked that mother. What would you name your AI system?
Wow, great question, Bobby. Caught me completely off guard. What, Tiger? Stevie? I call it Stevie.
Yeah, got a mudball Stevie. That would be mine. I got a mudball Stevie.
Yeah, Stevie.
All right. Have you ever tried to kill somebody with a magazine to the mouth?
I did think that was odd. Would that really work? Would that choke you?
I guess it would choke you, but it just seems very inefficient. What was Ash doing? It was Ash, right? Wasn't Ash?
It was Ash doing it. Maybe just a lack of other materials. It was a very odd way to. I mean, look. It's like if you saw John Wick do it, you'd be like, pretty cool, but not Ash.
He did it with like a book. Yeah, he's just like, and it breaks his neck. But yeah, so the answer is no. You've never tried to kill anybody with a rolled up magazine to the mouth.
Have not.
Okay, have not. Okay. Are you sure that Lambert in that movie isn't a direct descendant of damn it, Bendini, Lambert, and Locke? Every time I hear the word Lambert, I think of
Bendini, Lambert, and Locke.
Can you prove that is not a descendant of the attorneys of Bendini, Lambert, and Locke?
I can't. What are we doing in that movie? It's like a bad movie that's good.
I won't I'll just say Bendini, Lambert, and Locke the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, sweatier, more moisture in a movie. Top Gun or Alien?
This was a lot of moisture.
What is it? Where does it go?
There's
Why?
a lot of condensation. So Top Gun was a sweatier movie. Way more condensation here on this ship. But Top Gun, that's got the belt. That can never be defeated.
The mucus of this alien is just non-stop. What is that stuff?
It was KY jelly. I looked it up. Anytime they had the goop, it was KY jelly, which came up in some other. I wish I could remember these things. I take these notes, but then I just throw them out. But there was KY jelly with some.
Predator's blood.
Predator
was KY jelly and like glow
yeah.
stick mix.
Nice.
So you have this ordeal. Everybody's dead. A great death by getting shot out of that thing. The alien, a great death there. And then she's like, all right, let me just get back in this pod. Are you going back in that pod?
No. I'm waiting 2 months, like just looking in every crevice or crack, make sure that there's not, like, did the alien have a baby while he was in there? I don't know that you're going to. And she looks so comfortable. She's like,
yeah.
Take a little nap. And she goes to sleep. I don't know when's the last time you saw Aliens, Bob, but she's down for like 50 some odd years, before they find her. They make a reference to like, in 6 weeks, maybe I'll be there. She clearly was off course because it's like 50 years she's been asleep when they wake her up in the next one.
Wow. And last question, I just added it because I was thinking about where to put it, and you said it. Is the alien bad? Is the alien a villain?
He's kind of like the Predator. I mean, he's just a kill. It's like Jaw. He's just a killing machine. And I guess you kind of screwed with him, right? He was in his egg. He didn't ask to be broken out.
Totally fine. The Predator, we established the Predator was an outcast.
That was one of your better takes of all time. He was the worst. He was the worst of his kind. He was jettisoned to earth, cast off.
Yeah. And they proved to be right. They're looking down. They're like, these humans killed him. He's a loser.
Yeah, the alien didn't ask to be messed with. The alien didn't come find the humans. No. The humans found the alien. Yeah,
and they cut into their egg. What are they doing? Come on.
Yeah, you can't mess. You can't
mess.
So
the alien was the good guy.
Sheep.
That's it, Mark. You mopped up in Bob's big questions this time.
Super, really excited about it. Bobby, you already gave me your Rudy Sack Award for the most emotional moment of the movie. Mine, I kind of alluded to it too. Brett looking for that cat and seeing the full-grown alien, terrifying. I don't remember what yours was, Bob. It was probably something great. But what was yours? I know you said it.
Chestbuster that led to laughter. I think, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, and then you'll be left alone. So, baby, come on and tell me I'm your guy.
Look, I didn't think Stu's song could be beaten, and I think you just beat it. That's a good YouTube clip right there, Bobby. Thank you.
Perfect. Everybody's gonna know what it is. He's got that top hat and that cane. So good. So good.
New category, Bob, from last week. Now, this is kind of cheating because we did see one of the goats do this movie. He does it in Aliens, and he does a better version of this. But would you want to see one of the goats do Alien, Bob?
Boy, I wasn't ready for this. It's a much more believable movie if Nolan does it. Tarantino can't do it. He's never doing that. Spielberg basically did it with Jaws, so he doesn't need to do that. And it's Scorsese. I don't think wants any part of this. So no, I think we're good.
We're good with Ridley, and then the follow up with Big Jim Cameron, who one ups it and takes it better. Bobby, does the movie need a different ending? So look, it's kind of one of these cliche double deaths in a horror movie, right? Where you think you got him killed, then it turns out you don't. I do think the killing, like shooting him out of the thing, is pretty good. Did you like the whole? We think we got away. Oh, no, we didn't. He's still in the thing. That was a really cool scene. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was. I had kind of forgotten, but it was pretty kind of odd. But yes, it was great. I mean, you have to have the standoff between the hero and the villain, or in this case, the hero and the hero, and then, Ripley wins. So
if we ever do Aliens, Bob, I mean, your first question will be, why are we going back? And getting to the, why are we doing it? Which Ripley asks quite a bit. She's not a real fan of going back to this place. So Hall of Fame plaques, Bobby. I just got 3, a very limited cast, but a lot of these people you don't really know of. Let's start with the director, Ridley Scott. My favorite movie of all time, Gladiator, is going to win it, but he does Alien, which is kind of a seminal movie. Blade Runner, The Martian, Black Hawk Down, Gladiator 2, your favorite. But what do you go with here for Ridley? Sir Ridley Scott.
It's Gladiator.
Yeah.
It's Gladiator.
I hate to even do this to our guy, Viper. He's a terrible captain in this, Tom Skerritt. He's always going to be Viper. He's in Contact, Bobby, a movie that we like. A River Runs Through It, for those of you who've been to Montana, Bobby. But Viper, correct, for Tom Skerritt?
100%. When you see him, you're like, when I saw him, I was like, what's that guy's call sign again? I had to look it up, but it's still Viper.
He's the best. Sigourney Weaver, a prominent female actress, I think, for most people's money. Ripley comes down as one of the greats. Probably either her or Sarah Connor, maybe some others. She's in Avatar, Bobby. I know you love that. Ghostbusters, not a main role, but she's in, a pretty all-time classic. She's the president's wife in Dave. It's a movie I really enjoy, but she will always be Ripley, correct?
Always be Ripley. Always.
What Hall of Fame plaques you got, Bob?
All right, so the best named sequels, not the best movie, because we're not doing the sequel, not doing Aliens, but Aliens is a great sequel movie.
Incredible.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Now, it provides some confusion, because when I said, hey, let's do Alien, you're like, Alien or Aliens? Because but it's a great name. I hate to put this in there because you're going to act like a nerd. Empire Strikes Back. It's pretty catchy. Empire Strikes Back.
Terrific.
Yeah, and Empire Strikes Back is one of these titles where if you have to stop and think, oh, the Empire Strikes Back. The bad guys strike like they're coming back. You know what I mean? It's just Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back. And it's like, oh, that's what it means, Empire Strikes Back. T2. No, not Judgment Day, but just T2. Do you know what this can't win because I have to ask you? I didn't know what it was. Do you know what Mad Max 2 is called?
Beyond Thunderdome, right?
No, that's the first one, isn't it? Mad Max 2 is called
Road Warrior.
Road Warrior. It's awesome. Road Warrior. Too Fast, Too Furious, which is my winner. The Too Fast, Too Furious after Fast and Furious. Then you got Hot Shots Part 2, which is good. And then Naked Gun 2.5, which is pretty funny.
Look, I think Aliens is the coolest just because you never know which movie we're talking about. Alien. I think a lot of people confuse the two of them. But Hot Shots Part 2 is undefeated. And have you seen the previews for the next Naked Gun movie with Liam Neeson? It looks
funny.
Fantastic. Have you seen the O.J. Simpson spoof that they do?
Oh, no, I haven't.
So apparently, what's the guy's name? Leslie Nielsen is Liam Neeson's dad, and he's like looking at a picture of Leslie Nielsen saying, "Dad, I'm going to do this for you." And there's a few other guys, and then there's the one black cop, and he looks at the picture, and it's OJ, and he just looks at the camera, and goes, "Nah." It's great. I want to see that. It looks really good.
I was going to do a Hall of Fame plaque for most dangerous place to smoke a cigarette. And the list is nothing, because there is no more dangerous place to smoke a cigarette than in a spaceship.
Yeah.
Like, what's a more dangerous place? Maybe an airplane, and we used to do that. There's no more dangerous place to smoke a cigarette.
A gas station? Maybe a gas station.
I see people doing that. Like, I don't think. I don't know. All right, best alien movie. I know we've done this a couple times, but yet I don't remember what we picked. Predator, Independence Day, Arrival, District 9, Contact, Signs, Close Encounters, Species, Predator, or Alien.
Best alien movie. Wow.
It's hard.
We have done this before.
We did it with ID4. We did it with Independence Day.
Is it Independence Day? It's probably the one I would watch the most. What would you pick?
I mean, the best alien is Predator, right? He's the best alien. Not that Predator. Well, that species.
Yeah, you physically mean the species of alien.
No. Meaning I said Predator was the best alien.
Okay, gotcha.
But the best alien movie, could it be Signs? I freaking love that movie.
This is great. That was one of the movies I've really enjoyed rewatching on this show. That was a fun one.
So we're not answering the question. We're abstaining. We're pleading the fifth, like all these Biden folks.
Yeah, look, it's Epstein files. Nah, we're good. We're good.
Did you see Shane Gillis on the ESPYs?
I saw the highlight. I didn't see it, but his highlights are pretty good.
Good.
He's funny. You ever seen that Tires show on Netflix?
I downloaded it and watched on the plane a little bit. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
he's
funny.
His stand-up is great. All right, best movies with a cast of 10 people or less.
Nice research.
Well, because like I was going, you look at the IMDb and you're scrolling through because I was looking for Lambert's name of Bendini, Lambert, and Locke. And I was like, wow, that's not a lot. So you got 10 Cloverfield Lane. There's 6 people in that movie.
Yeah.
You've got Buried. And this says there's one person in the movie.
Just Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, but there's no flashbacks. What is this movie of? I don't understand. What is this
You'll
movie?
never watch it. Have you seen it? You won't watch it.
No, I'll never watch that.
Yeah.
You've got Locke, Tom Hardy.
That's good. That's the leader in the clubhouse.
You got Alien had 9. Blair Witch had 6. And I guess you got this movie Moon with Sam Rockwell where he's the only guy in it.
That is good. That's good.
All right.
Moon or Locke? Moonlight Graham.
Moonlight Graham.
I'll give it to our guy Hardy Locke. It's really good. He's in a car talking. I like it.
Okay. All right. Best tagline in a movie. In space, no one can hear you scream. Alien. You'll never go in the water again. Jaws. An offer you can't refuse. Godfather. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. It's pretty good.
That's good.
Long time in a galaxy far, far away. You can't choose that. You can't say that's the winner. There's no place like home. Wizard of Oz. His whole life he was in a 1,000,001 shot. I think that's what we voted last time because I think I've done this before, maybe in the Rocky podcast.
I feel like you have.
And then Houston, we have a problem. Apollo 13.
In a weird way, I think the Jaws one, just because it's factually correct, like they accomplished the mission of the tagline.
Well, I've been in the water before, so I don't think they accomplished it.
But it
would be like you'll be scared every time you go in the water, but you will still go in the water, but you'll think about it every time. That would be the tagline.
That would be better. Yeah. That would be better. Let's give it to Jaws. Okay. Prisoner on Island moment.
Yep. That's it, Coach. Those are my Hall of Fame plaques.
Bobby, I had a tough time with this, but we've mentioned it a little bit. Who is your MVP of this thing? I would agree with you that Ripley Alien. If we were doing Aliens, she wins it in a runaway. Who got it for you this one?
I guess it's got to be Ridley Scott because it's not the alien because he loses and he's just trying to get out of there. You know what? I'll give it to the facehugger / chest thumper.
Bob, I've got his name. Roger Dickon, largely credited with the chestbuster scene. He is the MVP of this movie. It's everything we want. Roger Dickon, the MVP of Alien.
Roger Dickon. I tell you, that people are very upset about that one. Roger Dickon getting in one of the classic movie. Roger Dickon, a guy they've never heard of.
And he gets the MVP. Bobby, the podcast predictions, we're going to pivot to baseball because Scotty Scheffler is winning the British Open. There's no point in even asking the question. The Cubbies, Bobby. We've got a team, Bobby. I'm going to Wrigley Field on Monday night, taking the crew out there. We're going to watch the Cubbies, take them to Wrigleyville. I'm really pumped about it. Is it going to happen again? They're like by record, the second or third best team in the league. Do the Cubs win it this year, Bobby? We're at the All-Star break. The second half start maybe tonight. No, what about the Cubs, Bob?
Coach, I was at the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. Did I tell you I went?
No. How was it? Well, I mean, look, we changed the laws apparently in Georgia, so we get the All-Star. I'm really happy about it. I don't know what we did.
I got less racist, no doubt. I mean, what they did worked. So, who knows what's next.
Congratulations to us, Bobby. Did the Cubs do it?
Well, I looked up, starting an All-Star game. There's 2 Cubs in the outfield. How about that? Yeah. Do they win the World Series this year? I'm going to take the field on that one. But yeah, they're very, very good, and the Braves stink. So now I'm a Cubs fan yet again.
There we go. Are the Braves bad? I just look every day. Wake up. We're the Cubs. The Brewers are like right on their heel. So the Braves will not be in the playoffs.
Bad.
Well, that's too bad. Because I was going to ask you, should the Cubs meet the Braves in the playoffs, who would you root for?
It won't happen. So why am I going to? It's like, will I get in that pod to travel to Mars? It's not happening. So I don't need to make that decision right now.
Bob, we've kind of stumbled into 70s month. A rumor has it The Godfather could be next.
When
Might
am I
need 2
gonna
weeks to
find-
watch that thing.
When am I going to find the time to watch this thing? Holy moly. Jeez. Christmas.
Enjoyed it, buddy. See you next
all
week
right.
on the podcast.
See you, brother.